Welcome back, all my fellow traders. I hope that you are having a fantastic week. In this video right here, I want to talk to you about a common theme that many people have when they come to me as students, and that is to keep switching strategy, to not have a defined strategy, a defined setup when you start the trading day. If you don't have a defined setup, if you keep flip-flopping between strategies, you are never going to have a good success rate. The best traders in the world have a very small playbook and they grow that playbook throughout their career. So they might start with one very simple strategy and they trade that strategy over and over and over again until it becomes monotonous and boring, because trading, although can be fun, should not be exciting. You should be doing a repeatable process day after day. And as you get good at that one strategy, you can slowly in time start to add more strategies in. So let's talk about the simplest strategy a newer trader can take, the strategy that will give you the highest probability of win rate, and that is what I call a pro trend strategy. The easiest trade, in my opinion, traders can learn is the pro trend trade. So what is a pro trend trade? It is joining the higher time frame momentum on a lower time frame. So the first thing you need to do is zoom out and see what the higher time frame momentum is. Right here, we're just on a 10-minute chart on NQ, and I just want you to look at this. You can see here a series of lower highs and lower lows as we drifted down before creating a base right here. This was an FOMC day. We had a huge rally up, a pullback in, and then we did this liquidity hunt, a stop hunt underneath the low right here. And this is where buyers started to get involved. This was the moment where shorts got trapped underneath trying to short the lows, and smart money got in here and they started to look to bid it up. So if we think about this in terms of a curve or a V, all right, if this is a V, all right, we always want to be buying this side of the V. That's the key thing here to take away. You do not want to be shorting the wrong side of the V. It will get you in trouble. And if you want to think about it as a curve, right, this is the sell side of the curve where you want to be looking for shorts, and this right here is the buy side of the curve where you want to be looking for longs. So we've already ascertained that we are in a bullish side of the market coming into this session. Like, yes, we are extended up here without a doubt. There is a big imbalance up here and we've pushed up and we're starting to attack some of this liquidity, but my bias remains long going into this session. So if we just think about what this looks like on a higher time frame, we had that move down, we had some consolidation before we broke out and moved up. So we want to be joining this trend, which means on a lower time frame we can expect a pullback, and then we are looking to join that pullback to move higher. That's what we're looking for. We're looking to move higher. So our strategy is to buy today. We are buying with trend. How can we identify the pullbacks? We're going to use the flow zones. These are a simple EMA system, which I teach in the room. Very simply put, this is a 13 and 21 EMA. This one right here in the middle is a 34 and a 50, and this is a 72 and an 89. They are based on Fibonacci sequences, so they're very key to me. So coming into this open now, let's just remember what our strategy is. We are going to look for pullbacks on the lower time frame. We're going to look for a shift in structure or a change of character, something to identify that the pullback leg is over, and we are going to look to participate long. We're not even going to attempt any shorts because our strategy, very simply, is a pro trend. We want to join the higher time frame momentum, which currently is up. All right, so let's just wait to see if we can get some good value. So this is the open. It starts to extend up. Now we do have some news coming at 10 o'clock. There's the news candle, right? So it's driven up, it's taken liquidity, and now it is starting to form lower highs and lower lows. But we're not looking short, okay? We are only looking long because this is our one strategy which we are sticking to. We are focused on the long. So how can we now start to identify when this might change for us? We can be really simple with this. You don't need to make it too complicated. Here is a trend line, all right? So we're going to look at structure and trend, and we're going to look for a moment where we can participate when this trend or structure starts to break. So it's still holding trend. We're now coming towards 1030, and there we have the expansion. So now we've broken trend. We have change of character here, and we're going to look for a pullback into this structure, right? We have an imbalance right here, which has been left, and we're coming into 1030, which means you have the initial balance. So now I'm going to look for a pullback leg into our flow zones right here. Now I'm interested. That's a bad fill, but never mind. And now I'm looking for higher prices. Okay, now what do we have? We can think about this in terms of a shape. We have a very nice W pattern here. It's starting to trap shorts at the lows who are looking for lower prices, but it's not going to give it because the higher time frame is bullish. It wants to move up. That's why we're sticking to our one strategy. And now we start to drive higher. Now we have a little imbalance here and some supply. So instantly I can be aggressive here and lock one in. And if it starts to show any weakness like this, it's fine to take it off. All right. Made our money. Let's wait again and see if there's another setup. That's all we have to do. This starts to dive down. Now we're going to see, does it protect the initial balance low? That's key for us to maintain a bullish outlook on this. So coming down to the initial balance low, holds the initial balance low. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing again. We're going to look for this trend. Let's do it as red. Now we're going to do exactly the same thing again. We're going to look for it to show a willingness to want to move higher. So does it base out at the initial balance low? Can it break trend? Now here is a move up. Now I can see that exactly the same pattern again. At this time we have an inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head. Now I'm looking for a right shoulder attack here above that trend line. So I'm going to add in again, and exactly the same thing. I'm going to risk the initial balance low. I'm going to keep it simple. Remember, I'm playing with house money now as well. So now we're starting to base above. The flow zones are starting to curl, and we're starting to accelerate back towards old resistance. So I'm not going to be greedy. I'm instantly going to lock one in. All right. So now again, I have a runner. I'm playing the pro trend. You see how willing it is to move higher. It's not interested in moving lower. And I can sit back now and just follow these flow zones. Will they support price action? That's all I care about now. I'm in the money. I can move my stop to break even. I am not worried. Letting it support the flow zones. All right. Not trying to force anything. Just going to let this play out because now I'm playing with house money. I know the pro trend wants to move higher. There is no reason for me to panic. I can just let this play out. I'm going to assume every dip is going to get bought and will be a bear trap just like this underneath the swing low into the flow zones. This was another buy signal if you wanted to add because it was a simple bear trap underneath. So we're just going to let this play out now. Coming into the power hour, and you can see we're building a range. Okay, so I will need now a breakout of this range to sustain a bid. If we cannot sustain a bid above this range, let's call it this level right here, then I'm going to exit my position because then we have a chance to dive back down and run all the stops. So it's really, really simple. If we hold the bid above, I will hold this position. If we start failing underneath, I will look to exit. So we're still holding a bid, looking pretty good here. Roll it through, starting to create a new range at the high, and now it's starting to struggle. You can see that shift. So we simple exit, okay, and we can let this run through to the end of day just to see what happens. You can see this trend is starting to break down and we are starting to roll over. The flow zones will start to go red if it continues to move down, which is a good exit strategy. Again, still rolling through. We're in power hour, still holding the range, and there we go. It's starting to dunk underneath. You can see how key these ranges are before moving lower, and it will get whippy into the close as they close options. So pretty much bought the lows and sold the highs there. Very, very clean action. And the reason for that was I had a very simple strategy and I stuck to the strategy. I didn't try and short the highs. I didn't try and short these plays here. I knew the pro trend was higher. It gave me the highest probability. That's why I teach the pro trend for my new students. Stick with the pro trend. If a trade doesn't develop, don't take it, but do not hop strategy. The traders that get stuck are often newer traders trying to do too many strategies. If you're trying to master the opening range breakout, the counter trend fade, the IB rotation, the trend day, the squeeze, the flag, the this, the that. Your brain can't handle it. Build a very simple strategy and build it and stick with it until you have completely mastered that exact strategy before you add anything else to complicate your trading. You only need one good strategy to remain profitable. Back test the strategy, forward test the strategy. Make sure you test your results. But please, 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 if you are starting out in trading, I really, really advise you stay with the pullback trend on the pro trend. It is what pays the best money because you are trading with the institutions. You are in line with them, and that's the trade that's going to pay you. So there you have it. One very clear strategy that you can use in your playbook and nothing else that will keep you the right side of the trend. If you want to know more about this strategy, if you want to learn more about my playbook, how I identify these key trades every single day, and I tell my room about them live, you can of course join the Flow Zone Trader community. I right now have a sale on, so you can join the Flow Zone community over at www.flowzonetrader.com, and you can use the code EUROTRIP, and that will get you 30% off the whole course, and the Discord comes as part of it. You can get that right now until the end of May because I'm currently on a Euro trip. So that's why I've made this available to you while I'm on holiday. I hope to have you in the room and I hope this video helped. Don't forget, like, subscribe, drop me a comment underneath. I'll be back real soon. Use hard stops.